Happy Women's Day. Well, actually, since my butler didn't wake me till 3, I kind of missed most of the day, so I am declaring this Women's Month. Congratulations, ladies. But I'm not here to celebrate womanhood as much as I am to share my story from the bottom for all of you women out there who may be struggling with hard times. I want you to know that you are not alone. Let me tell you my true woman's story. I grew up on a small farm in Sweetwater, Louisiana. Oh, I was lucky if I had 3 pairs of shoes. It was pitiful. One day, my poor father was out toiling in the field when he suddenly ruined a perfectly good pair of work boots by stepping on a puddle of oil that was oozing out of the ground. Well, the next thing you know, we had to pack up all our things, we loaded up the truck, and we moved to Beverly Hills, that is. Not much consolation for a young girl who had to leave all her friends and her pony behind. Well, all the glamour and glitter going on around was not enough to mend this poor young girl's broken heart. So one day I told my father, I said, "Daddy, I want to be a movie star." And he said, "Well, you know, movie stars don't just happen. You have to work very long and hard at your craft. Let me make a phone call." And he called Cecil B. DeMille, and of course the rest is history. My first film, as you will recall, it was financed by my father, and it was called Waif in the Kitchen. Very big success. But after a while, I started feeling shallow just being a movie star. And I'd been traveling the social circles. I was even married to Liberace briefly. You may recall him. He was the great pianist of the 40s. I had no idea he was a homosexual. I mean, when he tickled my ivories, oh, I don't even want to think about it. Anyway, I eventually discovered he was homosexual, and so I moved on. And I never really found true love after that. So I was always kind of struggling with what to do with myself. Oh, yes, there were the movie roles and the premiere parties and the champagne brunches, but it just wasn't enough to fulfill me. So I decided I was going to become a philanthropist. But what kind of philanthropy, I thought? Suddenly it came to me. I would open a dance studio for underprivileged girls who couldn't afford to go to dance school. All they would have to do is pay for their little shoes and their little tights and their little tutus. I mean, if they couldn't afford that, well then screw them. So I opened my dance studio. It was, of course, called the Ginger Duval School of Dance. And that ran for many years, but even that became a little shallow to me. And then one day, just as I'm looking for what can I do next, I am riding down the street in my custom Bentley when what appears to me but the saddest sight I've ever seen in my entire life. I am sick of it. It's people who are doing research for the good of the world. They spend every penny they make researching a project. They run out of money and they wind up panhandling on the streets. Well, that was it. I decided, I gave him some money then and there. A poor young scruffy man, I could tell he had even sold his razor blades so that he could research his passion. And so I've decided that I think perhaps what we need is a foundation for these poor scientists who are just out there trying to discover the meaning of life. It could change the world as we know it. Did I show the graphic of this? I took a little picture with my cell phone of the man I saw by the street. It was heartbreaking. Anyway, I decided instead of sitting around and waiting for society to catch up, I would start my own foundation for these poor people. Yes, and so I did. It is called WINE. It stands for Wondrous Investigators of New Elixirs. And if you want to contribute, there will be a link at the end of the video. Anyway, I just wanted to share my story with you, and I hope it's an inspiration for you ladies out there who don't have it so easy like I did. I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you for joining me. Is it off? It's so hot. Yes, but what type of philan? What? Yes. I decided I would open a dance studio for little underprivileged and inspire you to go on fucking teeth.